Hey kids, welcome back. Today is day 2 of week 2. Today's reflection question. If you discovered a beautiful island where you decide to build a new society, what is the first rule you put into place? Remember, be thoughtful with 2 to 3 complete sentences. Hey, thanks Rex. All right. I'm actually recording this Tuesday, April 7th. It's beautiful outside. I've got the window open today. In the neighborhood, it's currently 59 degrees out. You can feel the humidity from the rain last night. I don't know if I woke up at about 5 in the morning to some lightning and rain. Smells delicious. Birds are chirping. It's April 7th. Today we heard we're going to start doing some Spirit Week type things. I'm wearing my robe because tomorrow, when you're watching this, April 8th, it's PJ Day, so pajamas. So I'm also sporting my Woodbury track t-shirt because I'm missing the track season. But welcome back. I've got some things on our agenda I'll be covering. Thanks, Rex, again for the reflection question. Don't forget, after you watch this video, go into the Rex Reflection, the Day 2 Rex Reflection activity. Click it. Click Submit in the top right. Once that window pops open, click the middle tab. That'll give you a text box where you can type your great responses. And actually, I've got some responses to share from you. We're going to hear about what type of habits you've all been working with from Rex's reflection question last week. Today's agenda. I'm going to talk about that bonus assignment I gave you on day 1. I did email families because I think it's yes or no, I'm not going to be grading it, but I think it's a hugely valuable assignment to participate and interact with. I think it's especially valuable to those people you could reach out to. And so I'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about my Mr. Ermer's contact information page I put in my distance learning folder. I've added some reading resources. I'm also a language arts teacher, so I just want to point out some resources I put into that contact information. 3, I'm going to talk about some habits. I've got a list of habits you all are working with. 4, I'm going to have a new daily activity that you can participate with, or not. This will always be optional. It's going to be called Show and Tell. 5, I've got a blues song, or at least a couple of verses of a blues song I wrote this morning here in my language arts class. You heard it. I'm going to be singing that. And then 6, I'm going to talk a little bit about your project, your options, and ideas that you might run away with. Because today you're going to start your project. You've spent about a week with forming good habits or breaking old ones, and you've had your journal. You've had a couple of Schoology assignments that you needed to submit to, but you've had your notes that you've been taking about interacting with those habits. Now you're going to actually present it to me. You're going to be submitting it to an assignment on Monday. So you've got all weekend, the next 4 or 5 days to work on your project, and I'll talk a little bit about that. All right. I'm excited. In about 3 hours, I'm going to get outside and go for a run. It's supposed to be a high of 67 degrees. That's awesome. I'm getting excited. So I will point out Monday, or day 1, was a somber, a pretty serious activity. And I'm not going to apologize for that. It's okay to be serious and sad sometimes. It's a hard time. I got to be in a reflective space. And I just wanted to make sure I let you know that you don't have to be, I didn't want to stress you out, but I just wanted to acknowledge that there are people that are more vulnerable than others, and I wanted you to reach out to some people in your lives just because it's a beautiful thing to do, to be thoughtful about those people in our lives. So I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. It's a beautiful day out. I'm going to go outside and get active myself, wearing my Woodbury track shirt. And so, oh yeah, let's go through it. All right, your bonus assignment. I made that. I sent an email out to all your families. I have gotten some responses back, and they've all been positive. Parents and families have all, anybody that's done it really thanked me for the assignment. They appreciated that it exists. So please go out and do it and email it to me. The instructions are in that bonus assignment activity. Please email it back to me. 2, the contact information document I started on Monday. I've updated it. So check it out again. At the bottom of that, I've updated the information about Zoom. I'm not prepared to use that. I've read some articles online suggesting that some states' Department of Education have some concerns about Zoom, the security, so I'm not going to be setting up any Zoom meetings yet. And then below the Zoom information, there's some information about reading resources. I know you can't go to Washington County libraries; they're all closed. You can't get books, and they're being delivered through Amazon a bit slower, just because of the priority of medical supplies and other things that take precedent. But there are online resources. I have listed those there in my contact information. I've updated the title of that contact information document to include online reading resources. So check them out. Get yourself some books for your language arts class and keep up with your reading. 3, habits for Rex. This is reflection. So I thought this was fun. I was going through some of those Rex reflection questions. I wanted to share about what other people are interacting with. Bad habits, good habits they want to form. I saw this a bunch. The first one, nail biting. Tons of people are biting their nails. I know some of those that shared nail biting were people that wanted to grow their nails out and make them pretty so you can paint them nice. Others just know it's a terrible habit. And I would also like to add that this current pandemic that we're dealing with, COVID, and how it's spread through, spittle, spit, boy, whatever, and like contact where, hands, doorknobs, you can't put that in your mouth. That's how you're going to be infected. And again, though you're not a vulnerable population, you don't need to live in fear about that. It's best to prevent the spread as much as we can. So don't put your mouth in your mouth. Don't touch your face. Nail biting. It's the perfect time to break that habit. I thought it was hilarious. One of you put hot sauce on your fingers, on your hands, as a punishment. So anytime that you accidentally you punish yourself with hot sauce. That was hilarious. Thank you for that laugh. Some of you are working on organization skills. I thought this was an especially thoughtful and self-reflective one. Thinking the worst. Some of you are working on breaking the habit that your mind or your emotional space goes to the worst case scenario, and you're trying to break that. What a perfect time as well to break that bad habit of thinking the worst case scenario. Great job being self-reflective about that. Someone said, stop shouting. I think if I remember the detail, was shouting at their little sibling. So it sounds like for you, some feedback I think I gave to you in School G was that's going to be something to be working with self-control. Getting outside more. Perfect time to work on building that habit. I'm getting stir crazy. I'm driving myself nuts being in my apartment from when I start my office hours from 7 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon. I just want to leave. So I'm getting outside. Sun's coming out. It's beautiful. I'm going for a run after this. Get outside more. Go for nature hikes. One of you is working on shooting more pucks. Some of you are working on sleeping too long. You don't want to sleep too long. So that might, if you kind of get in different sleeping patterns, that can throw off your mind space a little bit. Turning off your phone at bedtime, that's a great one I've heard. Doing chores so mom doesn't have to. What a thoughtful thing. I really appreciated that. I know a lot of parents are especially stressed out because now they have to take care of their children who would normally be at school. I really applaud parents and families who are doing a great job with that. So I really appreciated that student who said that, doing chores so mom doesn't have to because she's already working so hard. Someone said they're working on swimming deep in the water and holding your breath. I will point out now, I want these habits to be things you could work on now. I think all the pool spaces are generally closed off, so that's not really something you can work on. So I would challenge you to, at least over the next few days or over the weekend as you're developing a project, choose a habit that you can work on now. Picking my nose. I love that. Picking your nose. Yes, don't pick your nose. It's a bad habit. Again, kind of with the biting your nails. Picking your nose and then eating it. It was suggested in that post. Is a way to transmit this virus. So don't pick your nose. It's a disgusting habit. And this last one is something I did. I used to crack my knuckles pretty regularly. I don't do that anymore. It's okay. I remember reading it's okay every once in a while, every few hours to relieve some of the air between your knuckle space. But if you're one of those chronic nail or knuckle and joint crackers, that can accelerate the onset of arthritis and do damage to your hands and what other joints you're cracking. So That's it. All great habits you're working on either stopping or starting. So those are just some ideas I wanted to share out with you. If you're still if you're still stuck on what you need to work on, you've got. You should be watching this on Wednesday. So you have the rest of the day: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 5 more days to finish up your projects. And so that leads us to a show and tell. I'll talk about the projects in a little bit. Show and tell. I'm going to be doing a new activity, so I'm going to go over here and grab my computer, my personal computer. I'm recording this video on my work computer. I'm going to grab my personal computer. And in Schoology, every week you're going to see a new assignment. It's not graded. I'm going to enable submission so you can upload pictures. And with this, I will say, I checked with Mr. Hoffman, one of our assistant principals. He said this is okay. I have to warn you, I can't have anything on your pictures that will be against data privacy. So your phone numbers, bank account, like your address, anything that tells us where you are, or like your personal information, like address, phone numbers, bank accounts, whatever. If your family, your mother's credit card's laying out, there can't be a photo of that very close by. Data privacy type stuff. And so if I see that, I have to delete it. I can't use it. But in Schoology, in each week, I'm going to have a show and tell assignment. This is not graded, it's optional, but I thought it'd be a fun way to connect with each other. You can just post a picture and then a little quick sentence about what it is. Are you working on a project? Did you do some cool sidewalk chalk art? Did you play hoops and you just want to take a picture of you and your brother or your sister playing softball, or whatever it is you're doing? You made a cool cardboard fort in your home. You just did something fun and you want to share that with the class. I'm going to put those pictures up on my personal computer and I'm going to do a little slideshow. So this one was from a student who was working on their four-wheeler. They did this in a Rex reflection. I didn't even ask for pictures, but they did it, and that's why I thought about this assignment or this activity. These ones, the rest of them are mine. So this is Mercury. You probably haven't seen him for a while. He's getting so big, and I hadn't seen him for a while, so look how happy he was. Man, this is my favorite picture of him. This is my brother, Jason. This is their house back here. That's in Minneapolis. That's where we both live. This is Amanda, Mercury's mom. They were doing some yard work when I went and visited them. So it was so fun to see them all. But I was social distancing. So when I was walking back to my car, there's a turkey. There was a turkey, and I thought that was cool. So a little selfie. So again, I'll do a show and tell. Day 1, day 2. You don't have to do it, but if you do, I'll share the pictures. If you don't do it, well, I'll share with you my own pictures as I have them. No guarantees. All right, so participate with show and tell. It'll be fun. And now a blues song. Where did I put that thing? All right. And the microphone's in these headphones, so it might distort the sound a little bit. Bear with me. I woke up this morning. I couldn't get out of bed. So the coffee I started pouring to help ease this terrible dread. So here I am, and so are you. Just doing it for the gram. About to give my pancakes a good chew. Pancakes are my favorite breakfast. Real maple syrup. I've been having a lot of pancakes, probably twice a week, I'd say. I don't usually make breakfast, but I've had time. I'm home anyway. I've gotten my maple syrup, and I'm loving it. All right, so please give me that show and tell. I want to see what you're up to. Make some cool stuff. Share it. Get your faces in there. Just don't give us your credit card information or your telephone number, and I'll make sure that gets posted up on our daily slideshow in these videos. So it's been fun interacting with your posts, your Rex posts, and I look forward to sharing more ideas with you. All right, this project, you got 5 more days. It's currently Wednesday. You should be watching this video. Wednesday, your project can be pretty much anything. On this first project, I'm going to be very flexible, and I'm really just going to be, giving you very good scores so long as you're creative and you put effort in it. If you're creative, and I can tell you put in some effort into this project, you're going to get 100%. Some of the ideas that you can do. You can write an essay talking about your experience, interacting with your habits, failing with your habits. This is a good point and a good time to remind you, You don't have to have been successful at breaking your habit to get an A on this. You could have failed miserably. That's fine if you did. We learn from our failures. So I want to make sure this is a safe space for you to fail at this, and that's okay. And habits it takes time usually. So I didn't expect you to perfectly break your habit or form a new habit within 7 days. So, but you could write an essay or just write me a letter and post that to the assignment. You can do it as a Google Doc and submit your Google document. You can make a poster with some writing or visual collage of what your experience habit breaking was. You can make a slideshow visually documenting what your experience and explaining your pictures, what your experience was like. If you did hot sauce on your fingernails, you could have pictures of the hot sauce or whatever, however you did that in your mouth, or what that looked like. I had students ask if I could make a video. You absolutely can make a video where you do a video diary. These won't be shared with the class. So I'm going to be looking at these. If you want me to share with these class, I can do that. Just let me know. But don't be afraid that these will be put on blast and shared with the classroom. So posters, essays, or letters to me, diaries about your experiences, reflections, video projects, slideshows, anything you can think of, I'm going to be okay with. I'm just going to be looking for an honest account of what it was like interacting with and trying to change your habits, and then I'm going to be looking for effort. So that's it. If you have any questions about that, if that kind of flexibility is hard for you to creatively get direction with, or you want more direction, I can give you some direction. Just send me an email or a Schoology message, and I'll get right back to you. So again, more and more of those clouds are bursting. It's April 7th. It's about 1 o'clock, 1:30 now. And I'm going to be going for a run in a couple hours. Hey, it's been really fun reading those reflection questions and interacting with you. Great job. Can't wait to look and see your projects. If you do a poster, you can take a picture and send that picture as a submission of your project. If you do a slideshow, you can upload that to the assignment on Monday. If you do a video or a movie, you can upload that to the assignment on Monday. So there's going to be a flexibility. So on Monday, you can expect there to be an assignment space in Schoology in the week 3 folder of where you're going to be uploading your project, and I'll be reviewing those next week. Have a great weekend. Good luck on your projects, and make sure you're getting outside and staying active.